first and only time I attended a school board meeting was to address a transportation issue, but that meeting became a silver lining for me because it opened my eyes to what is really happening in our schools. Up until then, I trusted that teachers, librarians, administrators, and board members were making sure that only age-appropriate materials were given to our children. But what I learned during that meeting and in the research that followed showed me that this trust can no longer be blind. There is already inappropriate material in our schools, and parents are often the last to know. Because of that, I started paying much closer attention. I encourage every parent in the district to start doing the same. Recently, my concern was reignited when my fifth grader came home visibly uncomfortable. He told me that during an assembly, he and his classmates were taught about what sexting is, specifically that it means sending naked pictures of yourself. He told me that lesson included a video. For 10 and 11-year-old children, this is completely inappropriate content. When I asked him how it made him feel, he said it was weird, and I don't know why I'm learning that in fifth grade. Another parent told me that her son said the exact same thing. Another one even came home in tears. This was not a misunderstanding, it was a clear lapse in judgment. When I reached out to Dr. Trevino to request the materials that were shown, I was told the school did not even have access to them because they came from the Attorney General's office. I was also told that I had the choice to opt out and that this assembly had been described in an email. Yes, it was described, but only as cybersecurity. No parent reading that would assume their 10-year-old was going to be taught sexual terminology. There was no mention of explicit content. So again, I ask, where is the curriculum transparency? Why does it seem like there was a secondary agenda tucked behind the word cybersecurity? At what point did it become acceptable to present sexual material to children while withholding that information from their parents? Where is the decency standard? Where is the line that says these are children and this is not appropriate for them? These are innocent kids. They still believe in Santa. Mrs. Tierney just pointed out that they still want swings. They want to ride bikes, build forts, and play outside. They are children, and they deserve to stay children for as long as possible. That is my job as their parent. You as educators are stripping that from them and exposing them to inappropriate material. My child didn't know what sexting was before Thursday, November 6th, nor did he need to. Stop stripping the innocence from our kids. Stop taking the child out of their childhood. This situation also crossed an important line: parental boundaries. Parents were not given accurate information. We were not warned. Parents were not allowed to meaningfully opt out because the description was incomplete and misleading. You cannot claim parents had a choice why they were not given truthful and full information to make that choice. That is not partnership, that is overreach. Our schools should be a place where children feel safe, respected, and appropriately guided. Introducing sexual content to elementary students without disclosure, consent, or parental notification is an overstep and a breach of trust. Curriculum transparency is not a request, it is a requirement. We have the right to know what is being taught, who is teaching it, how it is being delivered, and what materials are being shown. The days of vague descriptions and behind-the-scenes decisions must end. A decency standard must be clearly defined, publicly accessible, and consistently followed. As parents, we have the right and responsibility to know what children are being taught. I'm asking this board to implement immediate steps to ensure full curriculum transparency, including assemblies and outside presenters. Advanced parent notification with accurate descriptions, not general labels. True opt-out opportunities that are based on honest information. A clear decency standard that protects elementary children. A review and approval process for any external organization presenting in schools. This is not about mistrust, it is about restoring trust. It is about partnership, parents and educators working together to protect our children, to safeguard their innocence, withhold familial values, and make sure every lesson aligns with their age and developmental readiness. I sincerely hope that this board finally takes these concerns seriously, strengthens oversight, and rebuilds the trust of the families that you serve. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Miller, if you'll be around for a moment afterward, I'll come speak with you.
Gabe Swigger.
If you don't mind, I'll stand. Come to you as a proud father because today my 8-year-old came to me after school and told me that her and 2 of her friends have banded together to keep a bully from hurting another student. For this, I am proud. I spent 8 years as a United States Army drill sergeant. I've trained about 5,000 soldiers. I've addressed every issue that's ever come to me. And you have an administrator right now that is failing. Your pledge is we are committed to providing students with inspired and relevant experiences. Your vision statement says that the West Shore School District continuously cultivates a safe and invitational school climate that welcomes the involvement of students, parents, educators, staff, and community. Student learning from your website. We believe learning must occur in an emotionally secure, physical, safe, and academically supportive environment. I can go on with what you have on your district website. My father-in-law talked about how my daughter has had to sit in a hallway. My daughter stood in front of another student as this student hit a girl with a book. My daughter has been assaulted by this kid twice. I've reached out to this administrator on day 3 of the school year and said, I've watched 3 kids run in front of a car at the drop-off line. Where is the teacher that's been here the past 2 years? And I was told in an email that due to contracting, I can't have anybody outside before 8:30. However, the same administrator stands over at the bus thing with his cup of coffee, flirting with the same 2 female teachers every single day. I watch it. I watch the same teacher stand at the crossing guard with her sign, whether it's cold, whether it's raining, whether it's snowing, every single day. But what this administrator told me was, child safety is not important. Yesterday, I watched a kid run in front of a car after a paper airplane. No teacher. I've had my daughter's teacher call me in tears because she cannot educate. It is embarrassing. It is embarrassing. I would be embarrassed as the administrator. I'd be embarrassed as the school board. This same administrator told another student that I know very well, told her mother, the only thing your daughter is missing out on is the educational experience. What is school for? Your job is to educate. You have it right here in your vision statement. You have 3 levels of discipline. The very first thing on your thing is a contract. A contract for what? These are minors. They cannot sign contracts. At what point does the school say, this child who literally gets kicked out of class every single day, my daughter, hey, what was his behavior today? My daughter rolls her eyes and goes, what do you think? Your job is to educate and provide a safe learning experience. My daughter today had to protect herself from this student. I will be at the school tomorrow. I will address your administrator, and I expect the same from you, because that's why you're voted to do it. Thank you.
Hiring, education, and helping students